record. Sorry to
It was going so well, but that's okay. I'm going to catch up again.
after
You want me to start over again?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. So, hello, good night, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karina Bernardin, and I am here today with Tara Englis. Tara Englis is an expert with more than 20 years of hairdressing, and she was very focused on the health component of our life because she had go through some struggles that we go through also. But she gave a deep dive in those aspects, and today she is decided and determined to help other hairdressers to overcome these health issues. And I met Tara in the lockdown time, and we got friends and close for like over a year now. And she helped me very much, also with Alyssa and Kelly and a lot of amazing people that are contributing to a better world for us hairdressers. Because this is my opinion. We focus on knowing how to cut and knowing how to color hair, but there is so much more to do with our profession than this, and we have to save our body. We have to save ourselves for us to have a healthy retirement. And this is your dress, the healthy retirement, isn't it, Tara? I love when I hear you talking about this, and I resonate a lot, and I feel a lot of those struggles, the skin, the weight gaining, and the toxicity in the body. And that is what we are going to talk today. So the word is yours, Tara. Thank you for showing up today.
Awesome. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And yeah, like I would say that my favorite part of sharing all of this really is to help our industry professionals to be able to retire in good health and with a little bit of money in the bank, because those statistics aren't, to our advantage. And I am going to talk about a few of those statistics today. So I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint here that I have ready to go for everyone to see. Let's see here. Karina, can you see that okay?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to dive right in. I am the type of person that likes to get right to the point. I value everybody's time. We, as in our profession, have always run on a schedule. So time is very important to me. It's very important to you. So we are going to go through this pretty quickly. I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to share a lot of information with you so that you can get on with the rest of your day. So the first slide I have here is not just about us in the cosmetology or hair profession. This is for everybody in the world. So today, more than 95% of chronic disease is caused by food choice, toxic food ingredients, nutritional deficiencies, and lack of physical exercise. So like pretty much everybody that we talk to, they sit down in our hair chair, they're going to fall under one or more of these categories at some point in the duration that you have a relationship with these people while you are performing your magic on their hair. So it's not just about us, it's about everybody, okay? But it's really important for us to know what I'm going to share with you guys today, because it impacts us on a much higher level. So just a quick little bit about me. I'm Tara. I've been in the beauty industry since I was a little girl. My mom has always been connected to the beauty industry. I've been a licensed hairstylist since 2000. I've owned my own wellness company since 2015. For my entire hair career, I've also owned a business alongside doing freelancing and direct sales. I was raised holistically and have always sourced clean products, both personally and professionally. I have been a bonus mom for the last 15 years to 4 amazing kids. I'm a CCL, which my neighbors would consider to be a crazy cat lady. I have 2 kitties that I love and adore. I live in a beautiful cottage area in Ontario, Canada. I have a peaceful, beautiful, calm kayaking river in my backyard that I'm so grateful to be able to enjoy some leisure time there. I'm artistic, obviously. Everybody that's going to be watching this has that artistic talent. I love to learn. I love supporting small businesses, and I am all about raising vibrations when it comes to human beings. So I don't know if you've heard me talk before, but quite often I like to pull an article, whether it's from a medical journal or any sort of health related statistics. So today I have pulled an article from the National Institutes of Health directly related to workplace health and safety manuals. And the topic is occupational chemical exposure in cosmetologists. So the article that I'm referencing is at the bottom of the screen. You can help yourself and go look it up for your own reference as well. But what this article is all about is it's basically if you go to your doctor and you tell them some of the things that your body is experiencing that are common with toxicity in our industry, this is the type of article that health care practitioner, that nurse, or that doctor, they're going to go to their archive and they're going to look up an article similar to this, and then they're going to figure out what the next move is going to be and how to treat you. So it's like an occupational nurse study that they've done, and I'm just going to share a little bit of information that's in there. So there's over 9,000 chemicals found in cosmetic products today, and many come with unknown risks, which is why some chemicals have been banned over the years, often related to cancer risk or serious reproductive issues. The concern is constant and repetitious exposure, which is why self-regulation between consumer and professional occupation is a risk. So these statistics are not meant for people that we are working on because they're not exposed like we are. The exposure on that day-to-day repetitious experience is where the problem lays. Okay. Increasing risk through chemical absorption through the skin and through inhalation. Most common problems are dermatitis on the skin, various cancers, commonly bladder, respiratory problems, infertility, and miscarriages. So there is a lot more that you may have heard me talk about with other health talks, but these ones are really specific to this article. Okay. So what I want to make really clear with you guys today is to know that our bodies have filters. The liver, the kidneys, and the GI tract. Those are our body's way of being able to metabolize toxins that we are exposed to and be able to get rid of them out of our body, okay? This is where it happens, in the liver, in the kidneys, and the GI tract. So recognizing signs of toxicity is really important to us because our body sends us signals, okay? And if we ignore or if we're ignorant to those signals, things can show up. A lot of things can show up. And I'm not telling you guys this to scare you. I'm telling you guys this so that you know and understand and can take measures and precautions to protect yourself. So the first sign of toxicity is insomnia. And I thought this one was really interesting, that why would it affect our sleep? But the thing of it is people with liver damage often experience insomnia because the liver affects the level of histamine in our brain, which regulates sleep and wake cycles. So if you are tossing and turning on a regular basis, there is a chance that you may need to do a liver cleanse or pay more attention to that one. Lethargy is another common symptom of or sign of toxicity. This is commonly found from diet. Now, think about the people that you've worked with in the hair industry over the years, and then think about the type of diet or routine around diet that we have. It's not that great. I've worked with stylists who live off of sugar and live off of caffeine and power through their day. It's not sustainable. And this is the reason why. So highly processed foods have little to nutritional dense content. So they are commonly connected to sugar level fluctuations in the blood. So this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I decided to make a change in my life, because I was experiencing some really highs and lows with my blood sugar levels. And once I started to investigate that a little bit further, it kind of ignited a little bit of a flame in me to continue to learn, which I will share more on that in another talk. Headaches is another sign of toxicity. When we are stressed, we release hormones into our bloodstream, okay? Hormones like cortisol, in order to speed up or alter our body's normal function, which is fight or flight response, okay? We need to have adequate stored nutrition in our body, or regular intake of nutrition in our body, to be able to metabolize and release these hormones, or they can build up in our body and trigger a headache, potentially even a migraine. Skin problems was another reason why I decided to take a deeper look into my own health. I had rashes all the time, skin sensitivities, psoriasis on my elbows, and then there's also eczema and rosacea, which are really common skin sensitivities. And these all are signs of one of our filters or more than one of our filters being a little bit sluggish or plugged up. Another sign of toxicity that was a problem for me was belly fat. So that is a protection mode for our organs. And when our bodies don't know what to do with a toxin, so if we don't have enough nutrition stored in our body, and our body doesn't know what to do with it, or it doesn't have the nutrition there to be able to eliminate it, it goes into protection mode. It wraps that toxin up in a fat cell and stores it as a defense mechanism. And then mood swings, definitely due to hormone fluctuations. And all the chemicals that we work with are xenoestrogens, which are man-made chemicals, and negatively affect or alter our hormones. So also running hot was another thing that I noticed about myself upon reflection after learning about all this stuff, was that I was always wearing less clothes than most of the people that I worked with, because I ran hot. And this is our body's way of attempting to kill off invaders. It makes sense, because if you think about getting a fever, you're getting a fever because your body is trying to kill off invaders so that you can be healthy again. So at one point in my career, I was able to check off all of these boxes. And then what kind of happened at the same time as all this is it started to affect my emotional health, and I started to get anxiety. It was something that I noticed was getting worse and worse and worse. Had a few panic attacks, had a few migraines, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with all this. I need to figure my stuff out, okay? So I became a student. Our bodies are very good at filtering out toxins from our environment, but poor eating and lack of exercise can cripple our body's natural filtration system. So the kidneys, the liver, and the GI tract, they need fluids, they need nutrition, they need movement in the body in order to be able to work properly. And when we work busy schedules, it's really hard to fit that exercise in. It can be really hard to manage food, like meal prep, or, I used to eat out every breakfast. I used to stop at the coffee shop on the way to work and grab a breakfast sandwich and a coffee. That was my routine. And then lunch was usually a dinner from the night before, which I kind of thought was healthy. And then dinner was like, I got home and I was starving. So it was more about eating food, not necessarily making or preparing food, and I wasn't making the best choices. So we are also going to touch quickly on reasons for nutritional deficiency. So this is something that everybody, not just hairstylists, if you can go back to that image at the very beginning, most people on the planet have nutritional deficiencies, and there's many reasons for this. Low stomach acid, leaky gut syndrome, poor diet, blood sugar imbalances. That was my wake-up call for me. And then chronic stress. When we are under higher levels of stress, we actually burn through our nutrition quicker, which means we need to eat more nutrient-dense foods, okay? Anybody in our industry been stressed out in the last like 18 months or so? I've been feeling it. Just lots of changes, right? And it's all about how you react to those changes. So my question for you guys today is, how are you feeling? Right? Are you sore after your workday? Do you suffer from skin conditions? Do you sleep well at night? Are you tired and lethargic on a regular basis? How about headaches? They're quite often hormone related, so around your cycle. Do you have stubborn weight gain? Are you moody or stressed out? If you have said yes to one or more of these, and like I said, at one point in my career, I checked off every single box, and I was feeling, honestly, I was feeling burnt out. I still had a big passion for showing up to work and doing hair and pleasing people every day. But in my own inner world, I was kind of falling apart. I needed to find answers that were, and I knew because of my holistic background, I wasn't looking for medication. That was really important to me. So I'm going to share just a couple more questions here. Like, is your body sending you signals? Because everything that's on this page here is a signal. So if there is yeses to these questions, what will another 10 years feel like? Just think about that for a second. And then what will another 20 years feel like? Like, I've already been in this industry for 20 years. Karina's already been in this industry for 20 years. We know what feeling like this every day feels like. So the importance of today is to understand and create more awareness and learn how to protect yourself from toxicity and from nutritional deficiency. And what really worked for me is going to be over the next few slides. Again, I wasn't looking for a prescription or a pill. I wanted food, really. I knew that the answer was in food, but I also knew that I didn't really know how to make some of these food recipes that, like, I didn't want to be plant-based. I didn't want to be complicated when it came to what do I eat every day. So my mom actually discovered a company that it's a supplement company, and she shared it with me one day, and it made a lot of sense. And I'm going to share with you guys why. So today's not about a sales pitch. It is entirely about understanding, learning, education, and then you guys can take the information at the end of this and do what you want with it. My job here is to just show you what has worked for me on how to get out of that trap of toxicity and deficiency in a natural, clean, and safe way, right? So now what? I definitely also knew that I didn't want to choose a multivitamin. Even though I knew that vitamins were good for me, I just knew that when I walked into a health food store, there was like rows upon rows upon rows of all these different multivitamins and minerals. And I had been told before that they can actually be dangerous if they were taken and they weren't necessarily needed. So it felt complicated and a little bit scary. And I knew that food was the answer. So at the bottom of this slide here, it says that 70% of Americans are trying to fill gaps with a multivitamin. A multivitamin has very few isolated nutrients. An apple has approximately 10,000 phytonutrients working in synergy, which means that when they work together, it gives them like a superpower. And it, like if you were to picture the aura of an apple, and then you were to eat something like a couple of strawberries with it, or even something green, let's say a piece of celery with your apple, when you combine colors, you create such a bigger aura of vibration, which is what we call food synergy, okay? Research also shows that isolated vitamins may do more harm than good. And I already knew that before I made the choice of which company to align with. So this is a supplement fact on that little multivitamin pill that you can see there. And what I've learned over the years is essentially what multivitamins are is it's a recipe of isolated man-made vitamins that somebody had an idea of that would be a good combination for the body. They presented it, it got approved by whoever was regulating it, because a lot of the stuff a lot of multivitamins are not, like in Canada, we call it Health Canada regulations. Different companies have different countries have different regulations. But essentially what a multivitamin is it's somebody's idea of a formula that is going to be absorbed into your body and add benefits. The difference between that and the apple is you can see that I think there's about 400 nutrients listed on this image and upwards of 10,000 different phytonutrients. So you can't compare a pill that would potentially be able to sit on your countertop for the rest of our lives and probably not change in color or form or anything. Whereas an apple, it has life in it. It's going to decay, it's going to oxidize, it's going to want to turn into soil from nature again. And when I learned about Juice Plus, which is the product that I am going to quickly touch on with you, because that was the company or the product it changed everything for me, both personally and professionally. There is no comparison to Mother Nature when it comes to nourishing our body. So what is Juice Plus? Juice Plus adds the nutrition from over 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries. So the red, green, and the purple, fruit, veg, berry. And in those 3 bottles, there are nutrients from over 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries. They are whole foods that are harvested at peak ripeness, which is very important because that's where the nutrition is at its peak. And then the produce is pulverized, not juiced, so it's all smushed into a big slurry. It's dried at low temperatures to preserve the nutrients. And we know the nutrients are still there because Juice Plus actually still has live enzymes in it. And enzymes are more fragile than nutrients. So we know because the enzymes are there, all the nutrients are still there. They are made into plant powders and then put into capsules or delicious soft chews. Like they are very good for those who are younger and don't swallow pills, or if you just want to have a delicious snack with a few nuts, it's a great, they're delicious. And then we have the full spectrum omega blend. There is no fish in our omegas. They're omega rich with algae, which is actually what the fish eat to make them rich in omegas, which would be omega-3. Our omega blend has 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So you're getting a really wide spectrum again, so that food synergy can work together and create optimal performance in our bodies. And we are completely skipping the fish. If anybody wants to have a talk about fish oil, I'd be so lit up to do that, because there's a lot of new information on how toxic fish oil is. So as a hairstylist, I definitely would like to see you move away from fish oil and into an omega that is plant-based, okay? Really important. We don't want to keep adding more toxicity from another source every day when we're already trying to battle the toxicity that we work with. So this is my like blood sugar stability remedy that worked really well for me. It's called Complete by Juice Plus. It's vegan, it's made with non-GMO ingredients, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, packed full of protein, packed full of fiber, which a lot of protein shake mixes don't have. Fiber is very important, especially for that GI tract. It's also really good for brain function. It's considered low glycemic, which is really good for people who are diabetic, which I thought I was becoming pre-diabetic. So when I learned about blood sugar stabilization, this was really important for me to at least try and see if it was going to be something that I was going to implement. And 6 years later, every day I'm still having my complete shake because it's easy and it's full of nutrition. So the Juice Plus that I talked about with you on the slide previous to this would be considered micronutrition, which works on a cellular level to heal and repair tissue. And then this stuff here, the shake mix, is macronutrition, which works on a bit of a different level. This is like our energy and our food source. So this is what goes into our stomach and through our digestion. And this is kind of like the gasoline to our energy to get us through the day. Whereas the micronutrition from the Juice Plus is kind of like the engine oil in a car. This stuff here is the gasoline. Beautiful ingredients. We've got broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, chickpea powder, millet, quinoa, amaranth, pea protein, rice protein, water wash soy, and mushrooms. And those are very intentional ingredients from the company because they all have amazing benefits. And then soy. I like to talk a little bit about soy because there's some controversy out there. I don't know if anybody's heard controversy over soy when it comes to hormones, but there is a large body of evidence showing how cancer protective soy is. The key with soy is it has to be clean. It has to be organic and it has to be non-GMO. If it's not, then it has been grown in a very dirty environment and is probably been grown with a lot of chemicals. So gotta be organic, gotta be non-genetically modified. The other thing I wanted to touch on quickly with the Complete is mushrooms. Mushrooms are in here because they are a great source of vitamin D. So living in Canada during winters, we are always looking for ways to get more vitamin D into our bodies. And this is just another great way to be able to do that. I make smoothies, I make protein balls. It's just delicious, which is why I've been able to stick with it for 6 years. I've tried other smoothie powders before. This one has been the best taste-wise, it's been the best texture-wise, it's been the best ingredient-wise. If anybody wants a sample, message me and I will be able to hook you up. So why is this company so unique? Well, again, like I said, I was raised in a holistic family. We always sourced clean products, both personally and professionally. My mom, she's retired now, but she was a salon owner. And everything we brought into the salon, we always looked for the safest and the cleanest products. And then obviously in our bodies as well, even as a little girl. So the top number one on the list here is its food. It's not a multivitamin, so it's got a food label. When you look at the packaging on these products, it's a food label, not a supplement label. It's made with all non-genetically modified ingredients. It's vegan, it's kosher certified, and it's dairy-free and gluten-free. So all of our products are geared towards healing, like gut health, pro gut health, which is one of our body's filters, right? It just makes sense. Number two is it's NSF certified, which means that it is a third-party certification. And what they do is they do random tests to make sure that what's on the label is the only thing that's in the package. And then they also guarantee that the only thing that's in the package is actually on the label. So it's kind of like a two-way street with that. It's just certification saying it's true and authentic to what it actually is. And we've held our NSF certification, I think, for over 25 years. And like I said, it's random testing. They also make sure that there's no banned substances. There's a lot of other nutritional products out there. I think there's something like 90,000 different nutritional products that are just in Canada approved alone. And a lot of that stuff gets pulled off the shelves randomly. So that's never happened with this company. And we've been in business for over, I think it's 27 years now. So the NSF is also great for sport certified. So people who are hockey players in the NHL or any professional sports, they're going to test clean because it's cleaner. Juice Plus is probably the cleanest food that you can get next to growing your own. Okay. So for anybody who might be in competitive sports, there's definitely a green light there that all is good. There's no mystery products hidden in. And then the third thing is it's the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. The Juice Plus company has made it very clear that this is their level of standard that they are going to maintain. And it's all through clinical research. So just like the research that I presented to you at the beginning, that a lot of nurses and doctors reference to, this is also a product that a lot of nurses and doctors will recommend. We have a lot of them on our team, depending on the country, depends on how regulated or not doctors can recommend or promote. There are some restrictions, but we do have a lot of doctors in our organization that freely speak on healing the body, being in prevention instead of diagnosis and treatment, which is kind of, outside of the norm. So we have over 35, I think we're at 40 now, peer-reviewed, published clinical studies, which is unheard of in the nutritional supplement industry. So it really is a standalone product. Everything that's available in the company is what you see on this picture. So we've got the Juice Plus with the Omega, and then we've got the Juice Plus Soft Chews. We've got the chocolate and the vanilla shake mix, and then we've got a couple of bars that are great for snacks. The only thing that you don't see here is the Tower Garden, which I'll be happy to show you on another day. It is amazing. I love it as much as I love some of my family members. It has just become a member of our family. So really small, narrow product line, which is also something that I love. My other experiences with direct sales was a lot of spending to re-enroll back into my kit. I don't do that with this company. I only have in my house what we eat every day. And then it's all e-commerce. So you don't have to, there's no big purchasing. It just, you get what you want, and that's it. It's easy. Everything is easy. Trust me, I'm all about easy. Second last slide I have here today, so we're almost finished. So some of the most common reasons people would Shred 10. Shred 10 is a program that I started when I wanted to make those big changes. I was tired. I was tired of being tired. I knew my body was suffering from toxicity. I knew I needed to make some changes. At the age of 37 years old, I really felt like my body was falling apart. It has changed so much since I have joined this Shred 10 program. So some of the results that the average person is experiencing, and every hairstylist on the planet, I really would like to call this the hairstylist program because we all need it. So what's happening is we're craving more fruits and vegetables. We're maintaining healthier weight. We're recovering better from workouts. Our sleep is better. When you have better sleep, you wake up ready for the day. an increase in energy. So if you are the type of person that is used to powering through, these are the products for you, because you're going to be able to power through even more. Healthier skin, nails and hair, which is so directly connected to the beauty industry already. Improved regularity. Another, thing with the GI tract is a lot of common things is you're either backed up or you're really loose. Okay, so this is going to make improvements in that area too. And then mental clarity. So many of us live in brain fog. When you start taking these products and you can think more clearly, it can really transform how your day goes. So one more slide to go. Sorry, 2 more slides to go. We are so close to done. So this is just an example of some of the research, okay? There is a lot. And you can see that it's done in reputable hospitals and universities. We don't do our own research. It has to be done by another, hospital or a university, because that's just how it works. Our research is called gold standard, which means that it's double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled. If anybody wants to geek out with me, I would happily share the research with you. There is a lot, but if there is something specific that you're interested in, I'd be happy to share some of that with you guys. Okay, I promise this is the last slide here. We have come full circle. So if you can just imagine everything that I shared with you, it's kind of just for the average person, the normal person, the people that we see every day that come into our chairs. But it is really important for us in our industry to understand the level of impact ignorance can have on your body in 10 years or in 20 years from now, or the level of impact that you can have on your own body in a positive way, or in your clientele in a positive way. Like, there is a lot of opportunity for everybody that watches this video to be able to maximize personally and professionally by aligning with a company like this one. So that is all I have to say for today. I am going to spin it back around to Karina. I'm going to stop my screen share here. How was that, Karina?
That was absolutely amazing. And if I was wanting and wishing and praying for having Juice Plus here in Portugal, I really cannot wait. Because the only thing that I do not feel is the headaches. Everything else, sometimes I have insomnia. I sometimes feel that lethargy. And the skin problems, the belly fat, the mood swings also, especially when I don't eat, because I have time to lunch and then I just have time when I get home and then I'm starving, right? So, but since I did the shred tan with you last year, it began a transformation in my life. And I already told you about this, because I was in lockdown mood, eating bad and gaining weight. But then when I did the shred tan, I did not change overnight, a full 180%, but it was the starting point of my change. And I've been losing weight, I've been making healthier choices, and some days more, some days less, but I'm respecting my own evolution and transformation, and I'm okay with it. But this is amazing, and I really, really want these products, because I remember 3 years ago, I do not eat meat, I only eat fish. And I took a decision that I will not eat any food processed food, right? And in 2 months, I felt my body eating my own fat. It was amazing, but I was not doing it properly, because I was feeling like things in my chest, like something is, and I was getting the feeling of fainting and very tired. So I was not giving my body the proper nutrition. So I took out the processed food, right? But even though I was not eating right, even though I was just eating anything that came from nature. But this is very important, and I really hope that this can impact. And there are so much more value. It's our health. It's our health, our loved ones' health, and the way for us to impact and also help our clients' lives. So this is huge, and thank you for this sharing. And
You're
I
welcome.
know that you are, and I first of all, I'm going to ask you for, I'm sorry, because I'm recording the Power to Pivot in my phone. I was not watching the comments on the live. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to ask you to respond respond on them the after, and I will post, or you can post the next week's session. And I want you to talk a little bit about that. What is going to happen next week?
So next week, so the next opportunity Zoom that we have for you guys is going to be presented by a friend of mine. Some of you may already have met her. Her name's Alyssa Harriman, and I work very closely with her. She is going to be talking about plants and beauty. So everything you need to know. She specializes in cancer prevention. She teaches cancer courses to homeopathic doctors, to other natural health practitioners. So she's a very smart woman, and she is going to invite us into her wellness community next week. So on Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I know for some of you that may end up being in the middle of the night. I do have a replay available to anybody that can't jump on live. But that's going to be a really amazing event. So we'll post the link, or sorry, the flyer for that in the comments. If you want to jump on with us, you can. Yeah.
And that is amazing. And that is amazing topic. One of the things that impacted me the most when we met was when you talked about that hairdressers have 60% plus more chances to have cancer. And I remember I was really, oh my God, I didn't have an idea about that. And that is huge. And that
Yeah,
is
so that's
huge. And I
another
love
study, and
yeah,
that one is actually specific. It's 62% higher for multiple myeloma. I had no idea what that was, but when I started to investigate, basically it's a cancer in the blood. And my mission, so I came in through blood sugar instability. When I started learning about what goes into the blood of somebody who works in our industry, I was like, what? And then looking at the article at the beginning of this talk today, knowing that there's over 9,000 different chemicals that we could be exposed to, and a lot of them there's no way of knowing what the impact is going to be on our bodies until damage is already done.
absolutely. I have a client that came to me like 50 days ago, and she said, Karina, I'm not conditioning my hair, I'm not doing anything. And I was, why? You need to treat your hair. I cannot, I'm doing a diet to get rid of toxins in my body. So to wash the dishes, I have to wear gloves because my skin cannot touch any detergent, any cream, anything, because the skin absorbs everything. And I was really, oh my God. Indeed, we absorb a lot of toxins throughout the days, at home, at work, and we have to be conscious about this. And
Yeah.
this is why we are here today, to give some awareness to our colleagues, to our professional hairdressers, that we have to respect our body. We just have one body in our lives. We can have many clients, but we just have one body, and we have to stick with it until the end of our life. It may be at 80s or at 90s or at 100 years. We don't know. But how do we want to live our older years? I want to be healthy, right? So it's today is the day to make these conscious changes. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Sarah. I don't know if you want to share anything else.
I think that's good for today, because we're going to be in the group a few more times over the month. We're not going to saturate news feeds. We're just going to do really high value bursts here and there. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for the next 2 weeks to roll out. Easy, casual, just pick up the lives whenever you have a chance. It's very low stress. I know that there are some areas who are just getting back from lockdown, they're feeling exhausted, they're feeling like they don't have time for anything. So really, it's at your leisure. This information is being gifted to you guys. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. So I think that's all for today, guys.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And I hope this has impacted you and will impact your life for the better.
Awesome. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.